cousins, we back kicking it live at the headquarters. And for this episode, we will be doing short duct tip nails, prep, application, filing, and designing. Now, I am super excited to be on here filming this in long form because if you check into the headquarters all the way around, then you know I already have several tutorials out on my TikTok, several tutorials out on my Instagram, but here is the tutorial step by step for free for you to watch. I swore I was trying to figure my way out around this YouTube thing, and I've sort of figured it out. So I'm just glad to be on here showcasing my stuff and just building another platform. First things first, I went in and I pushed the cuticles back. Now, here in my headquarters, I do not clip cuticles. That is just something that I choose to not do. And I know somebody is like, oh, but your retention, my retention is just fine. Again, I choose to do that at my headquarters. I am not advertising that and saying, oh, don't never clip cuticles. That is just something that I choose not to do at my headquarters. However, I do give the cuticles a push off of the natural nail plate, get them out of the way. That way I can go in from cuticle all the way down to the free edge and prep the nail correctly. Now I'm going in right here with my sanding band, and the grit I am using right here in this particular moment is 120. And I am also using my RCE file, which is linked to my Amazon storefront. My link is in the description. And no, it does not come with any numbers. So if you are not interested in that, then that's fine. But here at the headquarters, these are the products that I use to get the job done. Going in right here with just a light few passes, and we're just removing the natural nail shine. Now, acrylic is going to bond to that chalky surface. So when I'm doing acrylic and people be like, oh my God, it looks super dehydrated. That's what you want. You want that. Now, again, these are going to be short duct tip nails. So after pushing the cuticle back, removing natural nail shine, now it's time to apply the tips. When applying the tips, you want the tips to kind of flow evenly across the nail. You don't want it to be too big. You don't want it to be hanging off. You want it to fit evenly and smoothly across the nail. I've been doing this for so long that I can almost look and tell like, okay, this is going to be about the number 7, about a 7 to 6. Nail tip sizes varies from client to client depending on the nail bed of the client, but just always make sure you're sizing correctly. That way the nail tips lay flush and seamlessly on the nail. So again, we're just going right here. We're putting the tips on. I am using the nail glue KDS from Amazon, and it is linked to my Amazon storefront. This glue works here at the headquarters. I don't want to hear any slander about any products that I use here at my headquarters because what you see me using just happens to work for me. So yes, that is the glue that I choose to use. These short duct tip nails that I am currently using in this episode came from my local nail supply, Everyday Beauty, located in Birmingham, Alabama. So if you're in the city, you're stopping by, you happen to be near, make sure you go and check them out. They have a lot of good nail stuff, a lot of good supplies, and these tips are one of them. So when the client's natural nail is exposed, I try to use the lowest setting there is when I'm dealing with the e-file. If you have it super turned up, that could like easily stress the nails out. That could harm the client. That could cause bad friction. Now the client is in pain. You don't want that. So when I'm touching that natural nail and it's exposed in any kind of way, or even when I'm doing a cuticle, I try to use the lowest setting there is because that's their skin and they can feel that. Like they can feel me if I'm drilling on it too hard. So I just use the lowest setting there is. Now, here at the headquarters again, and I do have to continue to say that because a lot of people are like, why do you do this? Why do you do that? Is that the way to do it? This is just what I choose to do here at my own headquarters. My rules, my way. I do like to put a C-curve on everything. Is that mandatory for duct nails? No. Is that how I choose to size my duct tip nails over here? Yes. I just like to do the C-curve thing. I like that sharp look. I do. It's something about it. I love it. I'm sorry. So yes, we're just going in right here and we're getting that together. To anybody wondering, it's really just a light circular motion across the very free edge of the nail tip. And it's not hard. It's not hard. I'm just lightly going in there and I'm moving this in real time. And as you can see, I'm lightly moving it. I'm eyeballing it, lightly moving it, eyeballing it. So just take your time with it. It will come. You will learn it. Now, after getting that together, I am going to go in right here with this 70% alcohol, which is going to act as a natural dehydrator. So if you're asking about my dehydrator, this is my dehydrator. It's 70% alcohol. I spray it down, go in with this nail brush, clean the nail plate off. Then after that, I go in with my no lift nail primer. When you see me hold up that primer bottle anywhere on any platform, that is what's in that primer bottle, no lift nail primer. And we're just gonna go in right here and we're going to prime the nails. Now, even after I put on primer, sometimes the nail dry out and it still looks dehydrated. That's what you want. Don't panic if it still looks dehydrated after you put primer on. That's kind of what you want when you're doing nail enhancements. Well, in my case, when you're doing acrylic and polygel and all that stuff. But most nail enhancements stick to that chalky surface. So that's not a bad thing if I put my primer on and then it still looks dehydrated. Especially when you're dealing with acrylic, that's what you want. Now, after dehydrator and primer, prepping the tips and all that good stuff, we are moving on to application. I am using Mia's Secret Nude Blush, and my brush size is the number 12, and it's by the brand Saviland. You can find both of these lovely products linked to my Amazon storefront. The link, again, is in the description. Now, I have several acrylic tutorials out right now on my YouTube, but it won't hurt you to see it again. Now, here at the headquarters, I am a one bead and a half type of girl, and I do lay thick product. Now, that ain't everybody's cup of tea, so if it ain't your tea, don't sip. But that is just how I choose to do it. I just think the one bead method, 1 bead and a half, works for me. And I say 1 bead and a half because the half goes to the cuticle area, but I still give the nail structure, and the retention here at the headquarters is great. So yes, everybody should just do what works for them, but the 1 bead method works for me. The liquid to powder ratio, I do drain the brush a little bit when I dip it in the liquid, but I try to use more powder than liquid just to make my beads bigger. So this is 1 full bead, and as you can see, I laid it just before the cuticle, not directly at the cuticle, but just before. And then I brought it right down to the free edge and just let it build its structure on its own. Now I'm going in with this 1 bead and a half. And I'm not going to put it directly on the cuticle, even though it is the cuticle bead. I'm going to put it directly right there at the cuticle line. That way, when it's time for me to put that e-file to it, it's not all stuck to the skin and I'm trying to dig in there and get in there. I create just enough space. That way, when I put that e-file in there, I'm able to easily get around there and just lightly seal the cuticle without harming the client. And you can kind of see the division. Like, you can kind of look, if you look close enough, you can see just the bead is just before the cuticle. Not directly at it, but it's just before where I push the cuticle to, and then where the bead sits. It's like a little line in between. So we're just going in right here, and we're just going to do that same thing. Yes, again, I do apply thick amounts of product. Like, I don't be wanting to hear, oh, my nail chipped. No, the nail didn't chip because that product is thick. So yes, I just like to make the nails thick and to just give it some structure, which will help the natural nail underneath the nail enhancement. Because if the product is like super thin, then you run the risk of it chipping. Then it's going to crack the nail underneath, which is their natural nail. Then that's going to hurt because it's skin underneath there and all that stuff. So that's going to hurt. So yes, I just try to lay it on there thick. And that way, when I file as well, that won't take away from my structure. Went in with the 1 bead, then we're doing the half a bead. And I'm just pushing it to that point, not putting it directly on the cuticle. I'm just pushing it to that point. I get a little bit more liquid, and then I just lightly tap it down. Tap it down, bring it down. It's like swipe, swipe, swipe. Lightly bring it down because I don't want to lose my structure. I'm just going to take the bottom piece of that bead, and I'm just going to lightly blend it into the other bead, and boom. Nice. That looks good. When it comes to doing nails, all of this stuff will come. I know to somebody somewhere, this probably seems like this is not helping me at all. But all of this stuff, like me being able to lay acrylic like this, it will come to you. I promise. You have to just continue to work on it. Like, this method may not work for you. You may have to do 4 to 5 beads in order for it to really, you know what I'm saying, come together. And that's fine. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's ways for how they do things are different. You don't even have to try to match this. But I'm just showing what I know, and hopefully somewhere this will help somebody. But as for all of the stuff about getting good and this and that, it will come. It will not happen overnight, but if you continue to work on it, it will come, I promise. So still going in right here, we're just getting that acrylic together. And once I'm done with my acrylic application, anytime I do acrylic, in this bowl is pure acetone. In order to maintain my brush, this is just how I do it. I let my brush sit about 1 to 2 minutes, pure acetone, then I let it dry. That acetone will break down any leftover acrylic that's in the brush. And here at the headquarters, me doing that, it just keeps my brush locked and loaded like I need it to be. And I just let it dry flat. And yeah, it works. So if you're having trouble cleaning your brush, make sure you are dipping the brush in pure acetone, like in between you doing nails. Like when you swap hands and do the other hand, make sure you clean the brush in between doing nails. That'll help you keep a good hand on the brush and be able to keep the brush longer than you probably have been keeping it before. Just a small tip. Now, application is finished. Smooth application equals less filing. And so I have perfected the craft of application. So now my filing takes me no time. All I'm literally doing is lightly sealing the cuticle, going in and just like giving it a crisp shape. I'm not having to file too hard. I'm not having to reconstruct and all this stuff because I have mastered application. That is why it's important for everybody to master application. So when it comes to filing is not that hard. You master filing, and when you get ready for designs are not that hard because your structure is smooth because you know how to file. So again, I just encourage everybody to work on everything, each step individually at their own pace. That way, the next step after each step is smooth because you've done it right the first time. I hope that made sense. So again, application went well. We are now moving on to filing. After application, I usually use a 240 sanding band. It's the smoothest one, and it is going to give me a very smooth finish. So that way my designs lay nicely. So I always use a 240 sanding band. I pretty much use a sanding band to do everything except for like debulking. I do use a white ceramic bit now, and that's when I'm doing like fill-ins just to remove all the old stuff. But for the most part, I use a sanding band. And there is nothing wrong with using a sanding band. Like, the girls who use sanding bands in the community, they get a lot of hate, including me. And they just be like, oh, if you use a sanding band, you're a bad person. Like, you need to be stopped. And I'm just like, okay, where does that leave me? Because I am the girl who uses a sanding band, like, OMG. But that is why it's important to have your own mind. A sanding band works for me. So you always have to do what works for you. And that's just another example right there. Like, I could be like, oh, well, I'm not going to use a sanding band because people say it ain't cool to use one. But a sanding band works for me. So why would I cut out using what works for me because it don't work for you? You see what I'm saying? Everything and everybody is different. So just do you, just keep going at all times. I do use the hand file and the e-file combo. And when I'm using my hand file, the grit is 100 by 180. And it's just to crisp up the sides and also help out with giving the structure a smooth finish. Application, filing, and prep is done. After filing, I always go in and I spray the nails with alcohol. And somebody has said like, oh, spraying the nails with alcohol make it dry faster. That is not true. When you see me spraying it before application, that's my dehydrator. And then when you see me spraying it after, that's to clean the nails. Now, moving on to designs. Now, to bring this set together, we are mainly going to be using the colors purple. But purples by a lot of different brands. We got some Whitney, we got some Gellin, some D&D, we got some other polishes checking in. It's a lot of moving products that's going to be checking in, getting the job done. Now, every set at the headquarters we know by now is a freestyle. I have gained and I have worked hard to gain a community that trusts me with their hands. And they just be like, hey, I love your work. I love who you are. My color is purple and I want you to freestyle. And so that's what we're doing here. Just kind of making up stuff as I go. I'm mapping everything out. And these are for her birthday. So I'm like, yes, we're going to really give it that effect and just make it something to look at. So I'm just going in right here and I'm just painting these two nails purple. I know it has a nude base, but I want them to be purple. We are going to take my liner brush, which is 20 millimeter. And it is from my local nail supply store, Everyday Beauty, along with the duck tips. And this is the brush we are going to be using to get the job done. Now I'm going in right here, and before the nails even dry, like I painted the other two nails and I'm like, let's just go ahead and knock some stuff out before I just stick this in the lamp. I'm just going to go in right here and I'm going to do this French tip. Go ahead and like map stuff out. That will save you a lot of time too doing nails instead of going finger by finger and like, okay, I'm going to do one finger, stick it in the lamp. I'm going to do this finger, stick it. No, go ahead and try to knock all of it out, or what you think you want. Go ahead and just make it happen. That way you can put it in the lamp and you kind of a step ahead versus finger by finger. People always asking me like, how are you so fast? That's one of the reasons how. I'm like, okay, I kind of want these two nails to be purple right here in the middle, and then I want this French tip look right here. So I'm like, let me go ahead and knock that out in one swipe. That way when that hand comes out the lamp, I can go ahead and start on design stacking on top of the two purple nails. And it won't be taking me all day to get something done. So this is the other hand. I'm going in right here again, making this nail in the middle purple. And this purple is so freaking pretty. It's from Gellin, and I love it. I love it. I love all colors. Like, I am such a rainbow girl. I love all colors. I be like, oh, my favorite color is pink. And then I see purple and be like, well, I guess not. So I'm just a rainbow girl. I love all colors. So I'm taking this Beetles Gel Blooming Gel, and we are going to go in with the airbrush, no airbrush effect. I have shown this many times, and I like this. I have never owned an airbrush at the headquarters, and this is one of the reasons why. I figured out this method and it's been working ever since. So y'all already know the base is purple, like a lighter purple. I went on top of that with the blooming gel, and then I'm going on top of that with like this darker color, and I'm letting it bloom. Now, again, I am letting it bloom. I am moving on to the next nail while that is blooming so it can really give like that aura effect. Because if you don't let it bloom, you just let it sit in the middle of the nail, it's going to look like a big blob of nothing. So you want to kind of let it bloom and let the color blend to really give that like airbrush effect. That is why it is called airbrush, no airbrush. So I went in with my KAAY matte top coat, which can be found linked to my Amazon storefront. I'm just letting the nail bloom. And again, just trying to go ahead and get stuff knocked out in one swipe. And I was sitting there and I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and put this top coat on this French tip. Go ahead and get that out the way. So literally no editing. While the nail is still blooming, I went ahead, I put the matte top coat on one finger because I know what design I want on that. I go right here. I'm like, okay, I know I want this to kind of shine a little bit. Let me go ahead and put this gloss top coat down. And being a freestyle nail artist, it just comes with knowing what works and knowing what don't. And I always have the motto, whatever I like, I keep. Whatever I don't like, we get rid of. And that is a true statement because not everything that I put down on a nail I like. And sometimes I have to take off stuff and erase a lot of stuff and retry it or re-put another design down because I may not like it. So being a freestyle nail artist, it has its pros and cons. Sometimes stuff works, sometimes it don't. I put that hand in the lamp. Now we're moving on to the other hand. And I'm like, oh, we can do like this corset design. So I went in with like 6 dots on the side, and now we're just going to play a small game of connect the dots. And this is one of the most easiest tutorials ever, because trying to do the corset design the other way, it can really be a lot. Like the lines don't be matching up. You want them to cross in the middle, they be crossing to the side. It don't be right. So doing the dot method really helps, especially if you struggle with the other method like me. So again, I'm just going right here, playing a little game of connect the dots. Everything is coming together. Y'all see how it's like matching up. The lines look good. And I'm like, okay, it looks good. I like it. We gonna keep it. We gonna roll with it. And I'm like, once this cures and dries, we're gonna top coat this, and then I'm gonna add a bow on top. That's gonna finish the look off. So I'm about to do another design that I haven't done in a real long time, and that is acrylic flowers. Ooh, them acrylic flowers can give you a run for your money. But I'm like, let's just try it out. I ain't did it in a long time, so why not for old time's sake? So I did go in and matte top coat this nail first. For some reason, it's just better to do matte top coat when you're doing acrylic flowers. Like put the matte top coat down first and then go on top with the acrylic. It kind of holds it in place. I've tried to do this on a gloss top coat, and shout out to anybody who can do acrylic flowers on gloss top coat, because for some reason mine just be slipping and I be like, what's going on? Like, is this the slip and slide? No, seriously, like it just be slipping, it be a mess. So I always like to do matte when I'm doing acrylic nail flowers. It just works better for me. Now with the acrylic flowers, you kind of have to use less liquid because again, you don't want it super runny. White is just runny by nature. I don't know what be up with white acrylic, but it's just runny by nature. So I'm using less liquid as possible, and then I'm still going on top of that, like on the paper towel, and I'm still drying it just to make sure it's not super runny. I'm trying to dry it out as much as possible. So I'm like meshing it and mashing it into place. It's not trying to resurface and start dripping and running everywhere. So as you can see, that's why I'm just kind of pressing it and keep on pressing it into place, because I'm trying to get it to hold its structure. And it's working out. It is working out. I'm like, okay, it's doing it. Because again, if you don't know, or you know, white acrylic just be runny, and then trying to do an acrylic flower, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm making it happen. I am making it happen. This nail brush that I am using is not for acrylic flowers. It's just a regular acrylic brush, but I've made it into, you know, working for acrylic flowers. It's from Savillan and the number 4. And again, I don't really think it's for acrylic flowers, but I've trained it to like be skinny at the end, and I've just used it for my acrylic flowers. So it's always worked out. Going right here, we're still doing another one. Just trying to get it to hold its structure, trying to get it to hold its, you know, in place. And I am so shocked because I'm like, yes, like you not acting a fool while I'm recording. Like you acting good while I'm recording, because any other time it would be a mess. But it's doing good. I like it. So whatever I like, we keep. Whatever I don't like, we get rid of. I like it. We gonna keep it. That purple, that matte, it really looks good. Especially next to that aura design. Like just freestyling, you have to kind of know what works. And again, not everything works. Not everything works. But you can always remove what don't work. So I went in, I did a full 3D acrylic flower look We did the aura nail. Now I'm going to go on top of the aura nail and I'm going to put that in matte top coat because I have plans to do like the 3D watermarks, and you can do that design in gloss or matte, but I just choose to do matte just to really give it that effect. Again, the KAAY matte top coat can be found linked to my Amazon storefront. I'm going to right here with my McCart rhinestone glue, and we're just going to go in and we're going to give it that raindrop look. That aura effect looks really good. You would have literally thought an airbrush did that, but no, it didn't. That light purple faded into that dark purple, like it looks really good. That is why I always say, like, if you want that to work, that method to work, you have got to let it bloom. A lot of people can't get jiggy with the method. They like, oh, the airbrush just looks better. No other method looks better than having a real airbrush. But yeah. Like, I make this look so good. People are like, what airbrush do you use? And I'm like, wait till you find out that's not an airbrush. And they're like, what? So how did you get it like that? Just wait till you find out that that's not an airbrush. Like, it looks that good. And it works for me. So I just always do what works for me. That is the moral of all this. Please do what works for you. I see a lot of people, some people get discouraged if they see other people doing something or saying like, oh, I don't like this method. Some people will change their whole life around just because somebody don't really get jiggy with what they doing. Please do what works for you at all times. Every time. And no matter what it is, please always do what works for you. It's people in this world that literally hate the way I do nails. They hate the way I apply acrylic. Oh, you use too much product. Oh, she need to do this. She need to do that. But my retention is great. People love me. People love what I do. And when I do my arts and I do my work and I post it online and the internet, it's just a crazy place to be. You have some people who love it. You have people who hate it. It's okay. It's okay. You will live. You will live. I'm living. We here. I'm here. The headquarters don't stop. I built the headquarters and I'm not going to let anybody tear it down. Only way to go down the drain is because of me. And I'm not going to let anybody stop me just because they don't get jiggy with the way I do things. This is my headquarters. My rules, my way. You don't make the rules here. So I continue to do what I like. I continue to do what I feel. And I only make moves when my heart is in it. And I love what I do. So here we are. Now that all of that is done, we are going in right here and we are going to be doing this junk nail situation. And we're just going to like add some diamonds. I'm going to add a little charm. Like I added the little eye charm. It's purple. It's cute. I like it. We're just going to add the chunky diamonds. I like it. It's cute. It goes with it. As you can see, like that iridescent purple in there. So it goes with the entire theme. And it's her birthday. So I'm like, why not? Let's really give it that effect. Everything is coming together. The 3D flowers look good. We did the raindrop nail, the French tip. We got the junk nail going. Everything is coming together. I like it. I love my mind. I love my creativity. Everything is coming together. It looks really good. Like, I am so excited to show y'all the finished product because it looks magnificent. And I'm just like, okay, we're going to keep going. We're just going to finish strong. So I'm still going there right here and we're just adding like the mini diamonds. I'm adding like the thicker diamonds. I'm just trying to fill it in and really give it that chunky, junky look, you know? But still keeping it nice. We're still keeping it nice, but I'm just trying to give it that look. Me putting that glitter base really does a good trick for like the junk nails because it makes it like reflective and it makes it even look like more filled in than it actually is. So you probably think like, damn, that's a junk nail for real. They got a lot of stuff on there and it's really that reflective bottom making it look like it's a lot going on. So that's why I like it. Cousins, here is the entire finished product. I absolutely love how these nails came out. Everything is doing it for me. Chewing bad, real bad. Like the junk nails, the charms, the 3D flowers, the raindrop effect, like everything is doing it for me. I love these nails so freaking much. I know I said it about every set that I do. I just love what I do. I love the art of nails and creating and being a freestyle nail tech. I like it. I really like it. Everything is doing it for me. There is nothing that can be undone about this set. She was happy. She loved the nails. I love the nails. Everything is doing it for me. I keep saying that because I'm just like, wow. Like, it's really giving a statement. And again, these are for her birthday, so it's really giving a statement. Now, if you know or you don't know, I really hate doing thumbs. I've gotten a lot better, not by putting anything on the thumbs, but I really hate doing thumbs. But I even put a little some on the thumb, just some water design. But it still looks good. It still looks good. Cousin, that wraps up this entire segment. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you learned a few things. And thank y'all for kicking it with me. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you shop my Amazon storefront, which is linked in the description. I love you all, and thank y'all for tuning in.